Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Live on Twitch on Saturday night is Bose 831 Gaming. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. And once again, this is Bose 831 Gaming live on Saturday night on Farming Simulator 22. I'm on the ELM Creek farm, and we're picking up somewhat from where we left off on the last stream. If you're just tuning in, last week's stream went okay, but not without some issues. We once again encountered the issue with the random midstream disconnections while streaming live on Twitch. Still haven't figured that one out. Don't know why it's happening from time to time, but when it does, it is kind of frustrating. But I don't believe it's anything on my side because I have a high-speed internet connection. But for whatever reason, randomly during the stream, I experienced slowdowns and random disconnects, and it only seems to happen intermittently when I'm on live. When I'm paying attention, I can kind of catch it in a timely manner, but I'm not always able to do so. But when I do catch it, I try to pick it right back up and reconnect and jump back on live as soon as I can, but I'm not always able to do so. But anywho, kind of picking up from where we left off on the last stream, I did go ahead and do some activities off stream. I went ahead and took care of my animals, and I also went ahead and sold what products were available to sell, which at the time were cake and I think it was bread, but definitely cake. And so we can go to my money streams and kind of see. Sold products was for February is $238,453. Some of that's from the mini BGA, and the other is from the products that I sold from my production change. And then I went ahead and skipped to day 2, and we're back at the point where we have to tend to the animals real quick. So that's kind of where we're going to start off at right at the moment. I'm going to go right to my TLX. Go to the silo, grab some feed for the chickens. Go ahead and feed the chickens. If I can get to the right point. Grab some barley. Okay, the chickens are done, and we can drop the barley back off. And pick up some seed. The next thing we want to do is kind of take care of the greenhouses. And again, I'm not trying to be perfect with this, so I'm just going to drop off enough seed just to make sure that they're for the most part taken care of. And since it's extremely difficult to see where the field triggers actually are, you're just kind of guessing. So we want to kind of go through here and hit as many as we can. just go back around and drop off the seeds. And overall, our goal tonight is to try to get to the point where we can start work on some of the other crops. But we still have to get through these slower months in the year so we can get back to the months where we're actually doing more of our crop work instead of our yard work. So next up, let's go grab manure. For our manure, we're going to go to our manure heap extension, which is located right next to our cow and pig silos, barns. Okay, for whatever reason, we don't have any manure being created. I'm not sure what the deal is there, but that's very interesting. Between the cows and the pigs, we should have plenty of manure going. I don't know what and that's been running steady for some time, so I don't know why we don't have any manure in the silo. So that's a problem. Dump what we can and move on to the next thing. That's going to be another problem we'll have to address later on. But I am scratching my head like, what the heck is going on with all my manure? Alright. Because that's just a waste of time. Alright. How about this little 68 liters of manure, I guess? Because I've never seen it do that before. And I didn't get rid of any cows, so why are my cows not making manure? And I've had the mini BGA there the whole time I've been doing this thing, and I've never had a situation where more manure is being consumed that's being created. Alright, so let me go, just for amusement purposes, we'll turn that off, deactivate, because there's no canola oil meal to make anything with. So let's go see what's up at the, okay, that's just locked. And it says we have 23,000 liters of manure, but it's not represented here. So where is my 23,000 liters of manure? Yeah. I think we're gonna have to move that mini VGA further out or something, just to kind of eliminate this whole trigger collision thing. In fact, we're gonna go ahead and adjust that right now, because I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Okay, how do we... Oh, now let me... Okay, the highlight... Why won't it let me demolish that building? Alright, there we go. Okay. Okay, so let me find a location, a better location for that building. Okay, next up we're going to go take care of the animals. Excuse me, the greenhouses, I'm sorry. Okay, and we're going to put water in the greenhouses for any of the greenhouses that need water. I'm still taking them back and kind of confused about what's going on with that mini VGA, but I just deleted it for right now, and I'll place it back in a little bit. But just we'll go ahead and take care of a few other things before I get into doing that. Alright, next up, we'll take care of the cows and chickens and the horses. Starting with the cows. And I'm curious, since that was showing in the mini VGA, but since I deleted the mini VGA, I guess the manure went with it. I don't know. we've used all of the TMR that was in the mixer, so we need to make some more. So we're going to go ahead and turn the mixer on, and we'll start with a silage bell. And we'll grab a hay bale and a straw bale. Well, actually, we'll do straw first, then the hay. Just doing one of each for the moment. And we'll see where that puts us at as far as our mix is concerned, and then kind of work on it from there. So we need another hay, because right now you can see from the mix that we're a little heavy on the solid side. Alright, I'm going to add a little more hay. And when the silage gets dangerously close to being over the edge, we'll go grab some silage, and that should top the whole mix off. This thing's a little hard to steer, so just bear with me while I try to get it straightened out. There we go, 100%. So we can go back and tip some more TMR for the cows, and hopefully that should make them happy. Oh man, and it just totally occurred to me. I'm so whacked out tonight. I deleted the mini BGA without emptying all the digestate that was in there. So that's totally not a cool thing I did there. So what I'm probably gonna have to do now that I think about it, is just reboot this whole stream, and we're going to take it from the top. But I'm going to keep you online while we do this, but we're just going to have to go back and loop this whole thing back from the beginning. Alright, so let's just hop back in. And when I hop back in, the first thing I want to do is see what's going on with the mini BGA. And if I have digestate in there, which I'm sure I do, I'll just move all that to my little standalone digestate silo that I had over there. And then we'll delete the or sell the mini BGA. And I'll place the mini BGA again after we've accumulated enough manure for us to start making a decent amount of money off of my manure sales. Okay, so let's just hop back over here, because I just totally don't know what's going on with everything tonight. Yep. It's showing that I have 28,000 liters of manure, but where is it? No one knows. I guess it's in the mini BGA because we got 633,000 liters of digestate in there. But if I just go ahead and just turn off, well, like I did earlier, turn off canola oil because there's no canola to produce, and turn off the manure production chain for now. And we have, how much digestate do we have in the BGA right now? $653 liters. 653,000 liters, excuse me. We have 3,000 liters of electric charge, and that's automatically set to sell. That's fine. That can still sell. But we need, if we're going to move the building, we need to sell that or move that digestate. So let's go back to TLX. And I'm going to need to grab the tanker. And it's already set to the unreal capacity. So I don't need to change that, but I will need to unload the water that's in here. So that'll be the first thing I'll do with the greenhouses while I'm here. But that's not going to empty it by any means. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do with the remainder of the water in this tank. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is just, I'm going to plop down a little sell everything sell point over here and just go ahead and sell water. I know it's kind of cheaty, but that's kind of where we're at right now because I don't have any other means of dumping the water without doing it that way right at the moment. I'm sure there may be some other bright ideas and other ways I could probably do it, but that's all I could think of for the moment. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it that way right now. So there we go. I'm going to go to production, selling points. Look for this. Let's sell everything. Now I'm just going to drop one right there. Hop back in the truck and get rid of our water. Water's worth $9,000. Wow. Okay. And we're going to grab some digestate. We're going to move the digestate from the BGA over to our liquid silo. That's over here by the pig barn. And I don't know, I struggle with what to call these buildings. I don't know if you would call them pig barns and cow barns. I guess so. And like, what is it? What are they called in the menu? Yeah, cow barn. So yeah, I guess that's appropriate. A pigsty and cow barn. Okay. I struggle with that in my brain for whatever reason. Alright, we're just about filled up with one load of digestate. And we're just going to move that over here to the silo you see in the distance. And rinse and repeat. And actually I have two options that I could do. I could even go ahead and move the digestate to my fertilizer production train as well. And let's see, got over 500,000 liters to move around, so this is going to take a few trips. But I have this tanker set to the unreal capacity, so we will be able to move some large quantities at one time without having to bring a semi truck around and do it that way. But if we were playing realistic, we'd go. I'd go grab my semi, and we'd have to lease a large tanker trailer, and we just move these. Do the same thing. We just do it with a semi and a tanker trailer. And you've actually seen me do that on some of my previous streams, and you've seen some of my adventures in trying to coordinate that process. But that's, if we were doing the whole ultra realism thing, that's how we would do it. But right now we're just leaning a little more towards the practical side of things and the realistic side. And it's kind of interesting how the liquid silo actually moves unloads much faster than the mini VGA loads. And just trying to get an idea, like, this is really a lot slower progress than I thought it really was. The field process was a lot faster. All right, 85, 86, 87, 88%. Good job. All right, finally filled. Alright, here we go. This is not the way I originally planned to start the stream off tonight, but sometimes when you do these things, you never know, what's going to happen and how things may play out all the time. But it's still always interesting in the world of Farming Simulator 22. But as a console player, our options are, a lot more limited than PC players, because PC players have different mods they can have access to for them to make changes and edits to a live game that console players do not. That's why a lot of times for console players, our only options are to either save frequently or restart the game. And actually, depending on what you're doing, you will utilize both of those options. In fact, that would be my strong suggestion for any console player on Farming Simulator 22, because sometimes when you do something, this thing doesn't work out the way you planned, or you run across a bug or a random glitch from time to time. And I would just advise all console players, especially if you've done a bunch, some time-consuming task in the game, go ahead and save it after each task, or even during the midpoint of a labor-intensive or time-intensive task, because that's just the nature of the game. Sometimes is you will run into bugs, glitches, or some other unexpected thing. In fact, that's kind of a power tip for many console games. Console players don't always have the option for modding and hacks and different little things like that that a PC player might have. Alright, we're down to 400,000, so we still got quite a ways to go, but we're going to get this done. It's just going to take a little more time than I anticipated, and this is definitely not how I plan to start off tonight. But I guess while that's being filled up, we can kind of maybe multitask. If I can, go ahead and loop my TMR mixer around while the truck is filling up. Bring that on around. Whoa. It turns like it's on a whip. Alright, bring that in there. Drop some TMR. Hop back over here. 100%. Boom. Alright, good job, good job. So back to the BGA for another load of digest state. Just make sure it's still going there while I hop out of the truck and go back into TMR mixer. So the TMR mixer stops as soon as I hopped out, so it didn't keep going. Alright. So that's empty, so we need to make some more TMR. And the formula is starting formula. This is one hay, one straw, one silage. So let's go. So that's one straw, one hay, and one silage. Go ahead and throw a little more silage in the mix, and then we'll go push some hay right there. Because when I can, I want to try to put emphasis on as much hay in the mix as possible, because hay is the cheapest element of this mix to produce. There we go. So we got our TMR, and I'm gonna bring that back around to the cow barn again, and go ahead and finish feeding the cows. By now, I'm pretty certain my tanker is full of digestate. But since the cow TMR mixer won't continue dumping when I hop out, we'll just go ahead and finish this task before I move back to the tanker. Okay. And I guess I need to look at the animals because, well, I was doing some tasks off camera. I guess the slurry is also full. I guess I totally spaced out about making sure my animals were being taken care of. So apparently I let my cows run out of food, and that may be why we were also not producing as much manure. So we need to mix another load of TMR in the same formula: 1, 1, and 1 straw, hay, and silage. Starting out. Alright, so we're going to grab a hay bale this time because that will balance it out the cheapest. And again, the most cost-effective mix is heavy on the hay. Silage is the most expensive component of the TMR mix because of what goes into producing it. Alright, so let's drop this off. The cows should be full. So we're done with the TMR mixer for now. And we're going to move on to getting our pigs fed. And again, like I was saying earlier, this is not the plan on how I wanted to go about things tonight. But sometimes, you know, in real time, things change. You just have to be ready to adapt and roll with what changes come your way. So I'm assuming the pigs are going to take this entire trailer as well. Yep. And we're going to go over here to the pig feed silo, grab another load, and it should they'll probably take most of that as well. And I also need to take a quick peek at the age of my pigs, because if they're at 10 months, okay. And the pig food silo is empty, so I'm going to have to go make a run for pig food as well. Because they're going to take all of that. Or can I just buy at the silo? I'm not even sure with these. Yeah, I think I could. Oh yeah, you can buy it. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and buy it this time. Even though I can get it cheaper if I buy it from the shop. Just go ahead and buy it. In the interest of time, we'll go ahead and buy it. This right from the silo right now. I have a mod installed that I can get certain products at a little bit cheaper prices than your standard store prices. It's the farm supply pack mod, and as you can see, you can have these 5,000 liter pallets of different things like barley, canola, chaff, maize, which is corn, oat, potatoes, soybean, sorghum, sunflower, wheat, silage, straw, sugar beet, sugar cane, fertilizer, chicken feed, which is wheat, mixed ration, which is TMR, pig feed, and that's what I was talking about. That's cheaper than buying it from the silo, road salt, and the farm supply pack also has some other stuff, but we're not gonna kind of go over each and everything that's in that, but definitely a mod that you want to download, and it's available on the mod hub when you get a chance. That's a really great mod, and kudos to the creator. I don't have the mod hub up in a separate window right now, so I can't tell you off the top of the head who's the creator for that mod, but that's a very good mod. That's the definite 5-star mod there. Alright, pigs are fed, cows are fed, and we'll close all these operations out with dropping off some hay. Keep in mind, this is just for the cows and pigs. Still, we'll also have to deal with the horses at some point. And they still need to be ridden before I move on to the next day. sure the cows and the pigs are going to go through a ton of straw. They're taking everything I got. That finally filled it up. Probably going to be the same deal with the pigs. Yep. Let's see, how much more do they need? Let's take a look. Yeah. Grab a bale spike and grab a few bales and put those in the blower. If I can. Here we go. And we'll just drop each one in there until we can get the whole thing figured out. And of course it doesn't want to fall in there properly. And grab two more. And I'm not the best driver or operator of this equipment, but I manage as best that I can and kind of roll with the results as we move along. Alright, so three is cool for the moment. Let's see what this does. Boom. Let's see if we can dial up that trigger again. Right there. All right, so that did it. The pigs have their straw. And we can go at it again on another day. Actually, let me park that not in front of my silage. And I could do so much better driving, but it is what it is. All right, there we go. And drop my spikes off. Actually, yeah, it works. That works too. All right, we're done here for the moment, and let's go back to the tanker and resume that activity. Because if we're gonna, if I'm gonna still proceed with selling the mini VGA in the effort to move it to a different location, and I also got to consider what I'm gonna do with my slurry that I have as well, because the pigs are not slurry capacity is not pigsties slurry capacity is not maxed out yet, but the cows are maxed out in the slurry. So I got to figure out if I'm going to sell that slurry, because normally that slurry would go right into the BGA as well, and I turn that right back around into profit from digestate, methane, and electricity. That all byproducts created from the mini BGA. And I'm still not sure yet if the reason we ran out of manure is because I forgot to feed the animals or something else is going on. So my theory or my thought process is right now is to just eliminate the mini BGA from the equation altogether by removing it until the manure heap has filled up to a certain capacity before I place the mini BGA back on the map and turn it on and start having it consuming manure. If I'm making any sense. It makes sense in my brain, I just don't know if it makes sense when I say it out loud. But I guess in layman's term, before I start putting manure in the mini BGA, I'm trying to ensure that I have a surplus of manure before I do that again. But in order to get there, I'm going to have to eliminate the mini BGA from the equation. Because I think, as I've also mentioned on some previous streams, it is my belief that the trigger for the manure heap extension and the mini BGA are colliding, and that's causing why we're having some weird problems here. I'm also uncertain that this manure heap is close enough to the pigsty to collect manure from the pigs as well as the cows. I definitely almost, there's no question it's getting manure from the cows, but I question if it's also receiving manure from the pigs. And I wish the game had and I think I've talked about this before on other streams, I wish the game had like some kind of visual indicator that showed you the effective range of certain buildings, like beehives is another great example. There's certain things in this game that you shouldn't have to guess at. You should have some kind of visual indicator. And in the same, it's kind of funny to me that in the same game where you have these quote unquote magical crop sensing technology, you can also have technology that shows you the effective range of a beehive or the effective range of a silo or manure heap or something like that. It's just on its head, it's kind of silly. And I know you have some guys that are like Giants partners and all of that, and they go hard for the company. They're kind of treat like being critical of certain things with super kid gloves, but that's, to me, that's not the avenue for improvement. You could be critical without being negative, and let a company know where they can improve at. They're two entirely different things. And for some of the things surrounding the farming simulator game, some of the improvements, especially in this day and age with the technology we have now, the improvements between generations of farming simulator are way too incremental. When we should have, there's certain things we have in this game, or the way certain things work in this game, with how many iterations of the game we've had and what technology is out there, and when you take into consideration what other games that are similar to this can do, there's some of these things should work more efficiently than they do. But I want to get off my soapbox just now, because those are all ideas for Farming Simulator 24. Alright, so how are we coming along here with the digest state? Almost there, 112,000. And I'll probably take one of these last loads. I just didn't want to do all that driving around to the my fertilizer production chain. I'll do that with the last. Well, I'll go ahead and do it with these last two loads. Alright, another load in the books. This time I'm not going to drop this off here. We're going to take this one over to my production chain, to our fertilizer production factory, i.e. our factory that turns digestate into fertilizer. And another fun night where every word that seems to come out of my mouth is a tongue twister. Don't know what's going on there, but the connection between the brain and the mouth is having difficulty tonight. Just another load to keep that production going, and let me take a peek at that and see, because we can go ahead and fill that guy up too, just to keep that one going. Why is cake is out of milk? So we got a lot of things to tend to tonight. I didn't even see my industrial bakery needs milk. My fertilizer production is solid. It's maxed out, 970,000 liters of digestate. So that's about, it's almost at the max capacity it can hold. But we'll go ahead and run it back one more time just to go ahead and fill it up. And for those of you with a keen eye, you notice that the buy all and sell all is over here on the side, and that's from some activities that I was doing off camera. But I forgot to delete them. But as you saw in the beginning of the stream, before I had to reboot, went ahead. Although actually I might be getting those things mixed up in my head. I don't remember if I deleted those silos in prep for the stream, or did I do that live on the stream. But in either case, we're going to have to go back and sell those buildings as well. I was supposed to do that before I even started the stream tonight. I did not get the opportunity to do that. While that's filling up, we can go ahead and get rid of this sell-all because we're not going to need it. And now taking a peek at the mini BGA. Our next dilemma with it is going to be, what do we do with our silage? And this is still saying it has 28,000 liters of manure in it. I don't want to delete it until all of that has been exhausted. So we're going to keep that turned on until all of that has been exhausted. Well, no, I can't do that because if I'm going to have to take a loss on that. Just going to have to take a loss on that. Unless, nope, because this is showing, so newer heap is showing that I have, how many, only 290 liters. The mini BGA has 27,000 liters of manure in there, but I don't have a way of pulling that back out. I don't believe that if I bring my truck okay, the mini BGA does have both indicators on it, so maybe I don't want to have to drive all the way over there to test that theory. So let me see here if I can do it with the tractor. And that's not going to empty all the way, is it? So my theory is if I can dump the manure out of the mini VGA into this trailer, that may help us. But will it do that? Allow me to do that? I don't see the trigger popping. It has both field type icons. But I'm not getting a field indicator at any point. Nothing. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, it was worth an idea. Just noticed, was looking at the maintenance on the tractor. It was looking low, so I just decided I'd go ahead and hit that up real quick. So no way to empty the manure from the mini BGA, so I either wait until it runs out again, but I'm wondering if it'll run out if those triggers are still colliding, which is what I believe is happening. But maybe that's no longer a thing, because there was an update for the mini BGA a couple of weeks ago, and it may have fixed that problem inadvertently with that update. Because how I was able to figure out that that was an issue was every time I would dump manure into the BGA, it would appear in this manure heap extension, and the amount showing in both silos was the same amount. But that no longer appears to be the case now, so maybe they are no longer connected, and that may be a non-issue. And if it is, then I won't need to delete the manure heap extension in order to solve my problem. I just need to just turn off, deactivate that production until we have enough manure in the manure heap to turn it back on. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just grabbing one more load, because while I was talking, I was not totally paying attention. I forgot that I said I was going to take the last 2 loads over to my fertilizer production. And I totally did not do that, so I'm just going to grab a load wheel that over there now. And whatever I have left over, I'll bring back to that liquid silo. Once I'm done with all that, we'll go take a peek at my horses, which I'm sure were probably neglected as well. Alright, and looking at that from the production chains menu, let's see what we got going. And now both the bread and the cake productions are in the red because they're saying materials missing. One's missing flour, one's missing flour and milk. Strawberries, as always, out of space and bottlenecked. Canola is materials missing. We know what the cause of that is. We have no canola. Sugar is bottlenecked due to space. And all of those are kind of bottleneck right now because of the issue with the wheat and milk. That's holding up the production, at least for the industrial bakery. My standard bakery is actually still chugging along, and they had plenty of flour and sugar. So I have an idea on what I'm going to do with those until I have enough flour being produced from my crops, filling those gaps. So I'm going to have to buy some flour. And why did I do that? No, I'm just going to go ahead and buy all the product. Both of those production chains after I exhaust what I have from the farm. So we're going to first of all unload the digestate that I have. And then we'll load all the milk that I have. That's all of the milk that the cows have currently produced. And I'm going to take that to both bakeries. I'm going to start with the smaller bakery and then I'll go to the industrial bakery. You see that little cool rolling stop that I did there? I'm driving like the AI drivers now. Oops, I said I was going to do small first. Or the standard bakery. We're going to drop off the milk. That's Done deal. Now we go to the industrial bakery. Excuse me. Let's take a look and see what that does. Alright, so they're both. So now our only bottleneck is the flour situation. And we're gonna address that as well. I still have 30,000 liters of milk that I need to sell. Can I store that in here? I'm not even sure. Nope. So I can hit sell or store the milk. But right now I don't have a silo in which to store it temporarily. I could plop down another liquid silo somewhere on the farm. And I think that's what I may do, is just throw one down temporarily. Let's go back over here and bring up our little menu. Sell that, yes. Sell that. And we want to go silos, and let's see what we have. And we need one for liquids. Alright, but I don't need anything crazy, just something small and simple. But I think all I got is crazy, don't I? Container. Water, cover, seed hut, fertilizer, water tank. Alright, those are all water. That's liquids. Okay, that's more like it. That's 1,000. That may be, yeah, 1,000. And just plop that right there temporarily. Throw the milk off in that. Still saying I got a whole 281 liters, huh? This is wild. So I'm still gonna have to put down a sell anything silos. I cannot talk tonight. I sell anything. Point. To get rid of this last 281 liters because I'm going to need to use the tanker for other liquids momentarily. It's going to need to be empty for those said jobs. Sell that last little bit of milk. So we have two other problems we need to address before moving on. One is the slurry situation with the cows. My working theory is now that I've thought about it a little bit, I'm not going to remove the mini BGA just yet until I kind of do some more observation to see what's happening now that I've turned the production of manure production chain off. We're just gonna keep that off and just kind of pay attention to see how slow or quickly the manure heap fills up. I'm still kind of bouncing around in my head whether it would also be a benefit to place another manure near the cow barn just in case, near the pigsty just in case their manure is not being picked up by this manure heap because of its effective range. Alright, so going to the animals, back to the cows. We're just going to go ahead and empty that slurry out and then turn that production on as well and let that create more digestate from the slurry. And I keep saying digestate, but the BGA also produces methane and electricity as well as digestate. And those other two products are set to sell automatically, so I don't really have to shuffle those around. And those have all been big contributors to why my balance is where it's at now. Alright. And is my mini BGA all of a sudden full? That was unexpected. It's not taking any more slurry. Yeah, 75,000 was all it would take. So we'll have to sell the other 24,000. Alright. So done there. Take this to the anything sell point, because I'm not going to be driving all around the world just to go sell it. Again, kind of cheaty, but in the interest of time, that's how we're going to do it tonight. But under normal circumstances, you can come up to the prices menu, look for the sell point that has the best price, and drive to that sell point and just sell your product there. All right, and just taking a peek at everything once again. We have wheat that's coming from the grain mill, and it's going to the production chains, but it's just not distributing enough, I guess, for them to not be bottlenecked, because they're both saying they're missing. At least the industrial bakery is saying it's missing wheat. What about the standard one? Nope, the standard one's fine. They have it has 30,000 liters of flour in storage, so we're just gonna have to give an assist with that. But let me check one more thing, because before I jump the gun on that, and let's see here, where was I? Let's go back down to the industrial bakery. And we need flour. Now, can I buy flour? I think I can. I think that's one of the mods I have installed. Let's see. Silage. Yeah, thanks. Butter, canola, cereal, cheese, chocolate. Liquefy. But my concern is if I buy flour, I just buy one for now, because I don't know if my truck will recognize that. Let's go see. This is a working theory here. Alright, so next run is to the shop. Alright. And our theory here is we're going to see if the tipper will accept flour. We're have to figure out another means to get it into the bakery. And it will not. Alright. All right. Apologies for the extended delay there. Real life duties call. Sometimes unexpectedly. So, gotta figure out this problem here. And I have an idea that I think might work. So we need to move the flour over to the industrial bakery. So I'm thinking one of my autoload trailers might do the trick. We're about to find out. Alright, so we're going to take this trailer back to the shop and see if it will, whoa. Going too fast, too many bumps. But as I talked about on the last stream, 22's terrain editing tools are not as smooth in my opinion as 19s were, so you get some crazy landscaping stuff when you're placing buildings and whatnot. So, come on, that should work. This is the same stuff that comes out of production chain. Like if I'm supposed to be able to haul anything, why is that not working? This one's not making any sense to me. There we go. Test run. That's 1,000 liters of flour. So if we bring that over here to unload, it should sense it, and we should be able to unload. Oh, that's flipping terrain. I don't know why it does that. And of course it's not sensing a doggone thing. Maddening. Seriously maddening. All right. 1,000 liters. So that works. All right. Let me see if I can try to smooth some of this stupid terrain down over here around. Because all of this, and you use the tools to landscape, but they don't cooperate. Alright, change the brush strength. Because this way too many extremely bumpy areas over here. And I've ran this this area before. When I place the building, when you place buildings, sometimes there's no indications that will let you know that the game will do all this crazy stuff with the landscaping when you place the building. until you plot the building down and you go drive your vehicle over there, and you got these massive bumps that don't make any logical sense. And that was the case when I placed this bakery. I'm gonna try to smooth it out again, but I'm not overly confident that it's gonna still give me what my desired result would be. Alright, anyway, no, that didn't make that much difference, but still, you gotta try. Because I still drive through here, I'm still bumping around. You can still visually see the big bumps there. Look at that, that's just crazy. Soften, where's the softness at? Alright. So I'm gonna buy as many liters of flour as this bad boy will hold, and bring that back to Industrial Bakery in the hopes that that will alleviate some of those issues we're having over there. So this experiment is a mild success. I just need to find the flour again. There we go, flour. And we're gonna buy 8 of those now for 8,000. Let's see if we can get the little trailer to do like it's supposed to this time. Apparently the trigger for this thing is very sensitive. What's this? Like how? Like where do you have to be for it to pick up? Alright. Let's do another 8,000. $7,000. Like we get as much as it can carry, and take that to the little bakery, and hopefully that'll get that from not being bottlenecked. Oh, we hit the max. Thanks for letting me know. And I don't know why the stupid thing won't just let you back the trailer up to it, and then sense that, hey, you got stuff you need to unload that I can use. But you got to manually dump it out and manually put it in there. That's silly. Silly, silly, silly. Thankfully, I got the liftable pallet mods for when this little glitchy stuff starts happening. But if you want to play it realistic, given that you're still playing with these stupid glitches, then you would use a forklift, but not going to do that now. So we're just utilizing another mod that I have installed, and that's the liftable pallets and big bags mod. Thankfully somebody came up with this for consoles players. It's not perfect. PC players have other mods they could use that don't work the same way, that allow them to basically have like Superman ability to lift anything without changing the weight of the products, because that's the way they got this mod to work on console. Because basically they put in a mod that adjusts the weight of these different products to 100 kilograms, which makes the game think that the player can lift it due to the weight. But the PC players have access to mods that will allow them to basically have super strength and pick items up regardless of what the weight of the item is. I think the model for that liftable pallets mod, and also he also created one for the rails as well. Is Joss, I think is his name. I do remember that model. So let's keep this going. Let's just go ahead and buy some more pallets, because I want to get that in the yellow and the green. And I'm sorry guys, I really expected to get into some other things tonight. We're coming up on the end of the stream tonight, and we really didn't get into any of the stuff that I wanted to get into as far as prop work is going. So I guess we'll have to schedule that for the next stream. But we did get some things accomplished tonight. I want to go ahead and finish today's activities off camera and go ahead and get the bakery flour capacity filled up to the max. We'll go ahead and ride the horses and get the horses taken care of, and I'll advance the day to probably to the first day in March. So when we come back in, we'll be ready to go for the month of March, and we can just jump right into field work. There are a ton of different field work activities I will be able to perform once we get into the month of March. Or if I don't roll ahead to the month of March, I will come back in at the end of the day on this day 2 in February, and I'll let you know exactly where I'm at, and then we'll just roll right into the next day. sorry this one got off to such a crazy start. We ended up, in effect, having to reboot. But you know, when you're doing this stuff live, you live, you learn, and you keep it going. And sometimes you just don't ever know where you might end up at. Well, we're gonna go ahead and drop all this flour into the bakery and see how much this helps. But we want to go ahead and put enough in here to max it out. In fact, I may just go ahead and do this for both production chains, because it's even more profitable for me right now to, if I have to, buy product to fill in the gaps until I got my crops producing enough product that we don't have these lags during the off season. Alright, that puts us in the green, so we want to keep doing it, because I want to get that one maxed out or as close to its maximum as possible, but I'm thinking maxed out. And what I also do is I'll do the same thing with my grain mill, except I'll just go ahead and buy as much wheat as I can afford and max that out as well with wheat. And then in between crop cycles, hopefully we'll get enough wheat going so that doesn't become an issue again. And so that kind of governs what I might go ahead and do with the other fields I recently purchased, is just go ahead and turn them into wheat fields, or at least a crop that I need for my productions. And wheat is the primary one right now. Don't know why that happens. The game just kicks me up in the air like I'm Superman. Alright. Whoa. That road sign didn't stand a chance, did it? Alright, we're gonna rinse and repeat. One more load of flour. And then what I'll do off camera is I'll go buy a ton of wheat, and we'll fill up that grain mill. I'm like, this thing is so quirky. It's like one moment it senses stuff, and the other moment it doesn't. And then it just like stops like randomly. So I don't know what the deal is with that trigger. Really weird behaving trigger. But you have to get super close to whatever the product is. Alright, it's another full load. Okay, we're here. Dropped off this flower yet again. Rinse and repeat. And again, just a little bit maddening sometimes how these random little glitchy issues come up. See another example. I went to pick that one up and I'm flying. And if I let the product go, I drop and the product drops. But if I don't let go, I'm gonna keep rising up in the air. Alright, excuse me, losing my voice here towards the end of the stream. Well, we're coming up on the end of the stream, folks. I'd like to thank you for tuning in and watching tonight. Thanks for your support and continued support. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Bose831 Gaming on Twitter, Bose831 Gaming on Twitch, Bose831 Gaming on Facebook, Bose831 Gaming on Twitter, Bose831 Gaming on Instagram. As I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? Game on. And I will see you and catch you on the next stream. Until next time, game on and keep rocking. Good night.